Hi everyone, it's Sabrina Woodworth with Work Lessons 101, and today's question is, what holds back talented employees from progressing in their career? So there is many variables that go into building a successful career. The equation resembles many variations, but there are some common variables that you do not want in your equation, and let's discuss them. So let's discuss the negative first with talented employees. The big one is close-minded. I've worked in the corporate world for almost 15 years now, and I've seen some very talented employees prematurely plateau early in their careers. And I would say nearly 100% of them are because they are not teachable and they remain closed-minded. They do not acknowledge that when they're wrong, they can't learn new skills, and they're too set in their ways. And a lot of people label some of the older generations like this, but I have seen this many times in the younger generation as well. So that is probably the biggest variable that talented employees, especially hard skill dominated employees, cannot progress forward in their career after they hit a certain point, is that they are not teachable and they do not want to be teachable, and they can't play well with others, and they're not a team player. So it leads into another big variable is they're too selfish. They only see their goals and they don't see the team's goals. They're very short-sighted. They just don't want to acknowledge that they themselves are not the center of the universe. So being too selfish, close-minded, and as well as too rigid, you don't take risks, you can't leave your comfort zone. These are all the negatives that hold many talented employees back. So let's talk about some of the positives. Some of the hardworking employees that I've also seen plateau is because they don't know their limits and they don't know their boundaries, and they essentially burn themselves out because they're incapable of saying no. They're major people pleasers, and even though their intentions are in the good place, they run too ragged. So therefore they don't follow through on a lot of their commitments because they take on too much. So you need to always set your boundaries and set your limits and learn to say no. And sometimes you just need to take personal time so you can take personal development and also just recharge. Some of the other things, they compare themselves to others too much. They're far too concerned with what their peers are doing, and they don't focus on their own path, and therefore they can sometimes track onto the wrong path and waste time, and also hit burnout doing this. So focus on your path. People progress differently. We all progress at a different speed. So just because your peers seem to be ahead of you today does not mean they will be in 5 years down the road. Stick to your plan, stick to your goals, and therefore have a plan and have goals. You cannot succeed in your career if you don't know what you want and where you're going. So make sure you focus on some of the right things and you focus on what you want, and remain teachable and open-minded throughout your career. Hopefully that was helpful. Please reach out to me on any of my social medias or DM me on my website, worklessons101.com. Have a great day.